Well, lads, we are back today, and we are going to be bringing back an old series that you may have heard of or you may not have heard of, called Finishing Every Beat. I was looking at my YouTube, I'll bring it up here, and the last beat, Finishing Every Beat episode we did was the 27th February last year. So by the time you see this video, it's probably been a full year since we made one. So I thought, what better time to bring it back? Yeah, as you can see, this one was called Back on Track, so potentially not really back on track. But yeah, we're back on track today. So yeah, let me get out our notepad here. You can see our notepad here. We got all the beats, and let's spin that wheel. Yeah, so another thing is, I obviously in the year that's passed, I've made more beats that haven't been finished, and I've rearranged stuff on my desktop, so I don't know if all the beats will be in the exact same order as they were. So yeah, let's go on to the random number generator. All right, 1056 is our numbers. Okay, let's 116. Oh my god. So that's on the old laptop. Jesus. Okay, that's going to take me a bit because for some reason my old laptop, even though it functions correctly, pretty much, it always dies even when I have it turned off. So it's probably going to be dead. Although I did charge it a few weeks ago, I think. But as I said, even when I don't use it, which I don't use it anymore, it's kind of a bit shit. It still dies all the time. So it's going to take me a bit to charge that, which I probably should have thought of in advance, but you know. All right, so we have found the beat after maybe 15 minutes of charging and exporting and saving and sending. I have it here. It's called Jack Walsh Type Beat 4. You may have heard me mention Jack in previous videos because he gets me all these samples here that you see. But yeah, this beat was made in 2020, so about 6 years ago. I know what beat it is because I had to listen before I bounced it, and yeah, I'll just play it and then we'll talk about it afterwards, I guess. Alright, so as you can hear, it's actually, I would say it's pretty good. I like it already. First of all, I used to always make my beats yellow back in the day. Now I make them grey. Let's swap that over. First thing I'm going to do is replace some of the plugins if I can find them. Let me see if I can find the sample. I surely have it here. Maybe we could chop another part of it out. I don't know if I like these bells as much as I think, actually, now that I'm listening back to it. Oh, they did have way more plugins on that I don't even have anymore. I remember back in the day I used to crack plugins. Any plugin I could get, I would just crack it. So this was one of them. I think I still, and this is one of them as well. I think I have Sausage Fattener. Of course, that was one of the first plugins I bought, I think, the Sausage Fattener. I just liked the name back in the day when I was like 17, a long time ago. Okay. Alright, I'm getting a synth in here and I'll draw something in. Let's layer her up. Okay, I need to separate these in octaves actually. Let me get some of this in here. And this is trying to think of stuff to add. It's a bit tricky. All right, let's try and make a kind of B section here now. Then maybe dun dun dun. I gotta use different drums because the original drums I had out were very like, I guess they were just like the drums I used to use back in the day, but they're not hitting as hard as I would probably have them now. Maybe some of the hi-hats too will take. I kind of like that little clap as well. Yeah, adds a nice little texture layer, I think. This sounds pretty sick. Some triplets. That's the type of shit I want to put in there. All right, let's run it from back here. Okay, I think this needs to be here. Oh, that's so hard, man. And then it like goes back into this, but it's like the pitch down version. We have kind of ignored the first half for the moment, kind of jumped ahead, but we'll get back there. We're changing it slowly but surely. It's still quite repetitive at the moment, but we're getting there. What if instead of doing that we had this, with this doing this, but then we also had this as an octave higher, so they're both playing at the same time. That could be interesting. I need to find the original sample because I want to take something else out of it. I don't even know why I call this Jack Walsh type beat. It's not a beat he would ever make. Alright, I found the track on YouTube and I ripped it. So, it's a pretty crazy track actually. It's like fucking 8 minutes long. Da 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 da, boom, boom. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Do some effects on it too, though, to make it sound a bit better. I've been loving the Space Blender. I got it for free a few months back. I used it in a few videos already. I like putting the mix super high and having the time quite low. I think it just sounds cool. Gives it atmosphere without like that really long tail that kind of muddies up the mix. Maybe we'll put that on the rest of the sample too. See what it sounds like first, because I don't want them to sound too dissimilar. Alright, we're getting somewhere. I still think the drums in the first half might need a bit of a juicing, because they're just kind of flabby and weak. Sounds janky as hell, which I like. And distorted as hell, which is also me. Okay, let's fix it a bit. Can't have too much jank. I think I want to go back to the original kick pattern. Kind of gave it a bit more bounce. This is kind of slowing it down a bit. Oh god, what am I doing? Here we go. I want to work on this middle part now, this transition part. It's a bit weak. I want to add this leading into here. Take out the bass synth, just so we have a little lead-in note. Okay, let me stretch this out here as well. This might sound terrible. Most things do when you start them though, you just gotta stick with the process of doing it. Throw in like a vocal sample to start. Some random thing. Alright, I've got 2 samples to put in the beginning. I think they'll work pretty well if I actually put them in the right spot.
Planet of the Apes. Three astronauts traveling in a state of suspended animation approach their destination after 18 months in a spacecraft flying at the speed of light, only to make an unprogrammed splashdown into a vast, foreboding rift.
I like that. I'm gonna take this riser and put it at the start as well, because it was a cool riser.
What went wrong?
I don't know. She went under before I could listen to the tape.
Be thankful that this air isn't as poisonous as it looks.
God.
stay.
All right, I'm gonna add some delay to this.
What went wrong? I don't know. She went under before I could listen to the tape.
Be thankful that this air isn't as poisonous as it looks.
God, we're here to stay.
Planet of the Apes. Three astronauts traveling in a state of suspended animation approach their destination after 18 months in a spacecraft flying at the speed of light. Only to make an unprogrammed splashdown into a vast foreboding void.
What went wrong? I don't know. She went under before I could listen to the tape.
Be thankful that this air isn't as poisonous as it looks.
God, we're here to stay.
All right, guys. I think that is probably going to be the beat for today. Yeah, I'm going to try do every 2 weeks for the beats and the videos, because I'm trying to figure out what's the... I don't know why my camera keeps shaking. Probably because my foot is on it. Yeah, I'm going to try do 2 weeks, every 2 weeks. That gives me enough time to do other stuff, because I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to make content, like short form or long videos and whatnot. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to know what to put your time into, but yeah, for the moment, this has been Finishing Every Beat episode 8. Just about 1,000 episodes away from finishing every beat, minus or plus the beats I've made in the last year. So we've still got plenty of episodes to go if you like the series. Yeah, thank you for watching.